Snoop Dogg stands up for a new flight attendant in an unforgettable way. I was sitting on the flight that day, just an ordinary passenger among many, minding my business. It was a long-haul flight, and as usual, people were settling in, some grumbling about the lack of space in the overhead bins, others chatting excitedly about their plans. It was one of those flights where you could tell everyone had a story, some excited, some tired, and some just plain irritated. A new cabin crew member caught my eye. She seemed nervous but determined, the kind of nervousness that comes with trying to do a good job when everything is new. She was a young black woman, probably in her early 20s, with a shy but genuine smile. You could tell she was new, maybe even her first month on the job. I overheard her tell a passenger that this had been her dream since she was a little girl. I used to watch flight attendants on TV and think, wow, I want to be just like them someday. There was pride in her voice, but also a vulnerability that made her instantly likable. The flight was uneventful until about halfway through, right when the crew started their in-flight service. It was then that I noticed a commotion a few rows ahead of me. A white man in his late 40s or so was standing up, visibly upset. His voice started to rise, and people around him turned to see what was happening. "I know it was you. You're the one who touched my bag," he yelled, pointing at the young crew member. She looked stunned, her hands trembling as she clutched the tray she was carrying. "Sir, I only moved your bag to make space for other passengers. I didn't take anything, I promise," she said, her voice shaking. "You think I'm stupid? I had my wallet right there and now it's gone. You're the only one who touched it," he barked. The entire cabin fell silent, all eyes on her. You could see the pain and humiliation on her face as she tried to explain. "Sir, I didn't," but he cut her off, accusing her again, louder this time. The other passengers started whispering. Some looked sympathetic, others seemed unsure, caught in the awkwardness of the situation. And then, like a calm in the storm, Snoop Dogg, yes, the legendary rapper himself, sitting in first class, stood up. He was dressed sharp but laid back as always, with his signature cool demeanor. Everyone recognized him instantly, but it was his actions, not his fame, that would leave us speechless. He walked down the aisle, his steps measured and confident, until he stood right next to the angry man. Snoop looked at him, then at the young flight attendant, and back at the man. "Yo man," Snoop said, his voice calm but firm. "You need to chill." The man blinked, surprised. "Excuse me, this has nothing to do with you." Snoop raised a hand as if to say, "Let me handle this." Then he turned to the flight attendant. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Jasmine," she said quietly, her eyes glistening with tears she was trying hard to hold back. "Jasmine," Snoop repeated, nodding. "All right, Jasmine, you don't need to say another word. I got this." He turned back to the man. "Look, bro, you're mad, I get it. Losing a wallet is no joke, but accusing this young lady without proof? That's not cool. Especially when she's out here trying to do her job, making sure all of us have a smooth flight. Do you ever think maybe you misplaced it?" The man sputtered, but Snoop wasn't done. "And even if you didn't misplace it, accusing somebody like this in front of everybody? Embarrassing her like that? That's some low-down stuff, man. Apologize." The cabin was so quiet you could hear the engines humming. The man hesitated, his face red with anger and embarrassment. "I'm not apologizing. She touched my bag." Before he could finish, Snoop reached into his own pocket, pulled out his wallet, and opened it. He took out several $100 bills and held them out. "Here," Snoop said, "take this. Call it your missing wallet, but you leave Jasmine alone. You hear me?" The man stared at the money, stunned. "I don't need your money." "Then sit down and stop making a fool of yourself," Snoop said, his voice a little sharper now. "But you're not going to disrespect her like that. Not on my watch." The man finally sat down, muttering something under his breath. Snoop handed the money to Jasmine instead. "This is for you, Jasmine. You're doing great. Don't let this mess you up." Jasmine tried to refuse, shaking her head, but Snoop insisted. "Nah, take it. You remind me of someone I know. Someone who started with nothing but worked hard and made it. You got a good heart, Jasmine. Don't let nobody dim your shine." She took the money, her hands trembling, and managed a tearful, "Thank you." The other passengers started clapping, and a few even stood up. It was one of those moments where you realize how much kindness can change the mood of an entire room. or, in this case, a plane. As Snoop walked back to his seat, he stopped and turned to the passengers. Let this be a lesson, y'all. Before you judge someone, take a minute. Breathe. Think about what they're going through. It ain't always what it seems. The rest of the flight went smoothly, though I don't think anyone forgot what had just happened. Jasmine regained her composure and finished the flight with grace, though you could see the gratitude in her eyes every time she glanced toward Snoop. When we landed, I saw her talking to him at the gate. She hugged him, and he hugged her back, like an older brother looking out for his little sister. It wasn't just about the money or even about standing up for her. It was about reminding all of us that a little kindness and understanding can go a long way. I don't know what happened to Jasmine after that flight, but I like to think she carried that moment with her, a reminder that there are good people out there who will have your back even when the world feels against you. And Snoop? He didn't do it for attention. He didn't even post about it. He just did it because it was the right thing to do. And that, to me, is what being a real legend is all about. That day wasn't just about a flight or a famous rapper. It was about humanity, about standing up for what's right, and about the power of one act of kindness to change someone's world.
If you've watched this far, comment which country you're watching from and leave a 100 in the comment section because you are a type of person that likes to finish what they started. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to get notified whenever we drop new videos.